Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga, etc. and I'm here today to bring you the review for Fairy Tale Manga chapter 453. It's it's the calm before the storm really, because we get to see what some of the characters are doing just before the Dragon King Festival starts, and I thank God that we didn't spend the whole chapter just going through every single different fairy tale member, seeing how they're feeling about the fight to come. I thank God that we only just went through a few characters, and the few characters that we did go through is number one, Natsu, Lucy, Happy, and all that really happens there is that we find that how that Natsu, why we find out why Natsu enjoys fighting, and that's simply just to test his skills against worthy opponents basically. And we also find out that how that once this whole thing is done with Alveries and etc, there's things he wants to do, and to this Lucy says don't do that. That's called the kiss of death, like when you talk about happy times just before something tragic has happened. It's basically trying to hint that how Lucy thinks that Natsu is going to die because of what he just said. And to this Natsu says, Ignore told us to speak of our futures, so that's why I'm doing it right now. That's what we get from them. Then we switch over to Urza versus Wendy, and we get a reminder that Urza is the one that invited Wendy and the cat to join Fairy Tale, and we just learned that how Urza is adamant on protecting these two in particular, as well as the rest of the guild. And to this, I'm not Urza, Wendy responds, "This time I'm going to protect you." Fair enough. Then we flip over to the last, which was Grey and Juvia, and what happens here? We see Grey, offers her some food, and we hear Grey say that he's grateful for everything, for Juvia being by his side for all this time, and he also says that once this is all said and done, I'll give you your answer. And I hope that, he's just not gassing her up and then just to break her heart later on. I actually hope that they do get together, because yeah, Juve deserves it, man. So yeah, Gray and Juve at the end of it. So why not? Why not? I'm not really a relationship man when it comes to anime. Get me more about the action and the story. But yeah, let them two get together. Yeah, the most important thing to come out of the bit with Gray and Juve is when we hear Gray say he's just remembering what Natsu said about his right arm, and he says, "Yeah, all right, cool. You got your trump card. I've got mine too." And he states that his trump card is for Zarif and End. So whatever his trump card is, he reckons it can deal with both Zarif and End. So we get that from there. So chapter then flips over. We find out that Mavis was flying around checking everyone's resolve just before the fight is about to start, and Mavis says that she feels that everybody's confident, not showing no fear. And to this, Makarov says the following. He says the following: yeah, they are scared, but they're hiding it basically. And he's like, he doesn't blame them for being afraid because he's afraid as well. But they'll roll through and they do this together. So yeah, we see that how Makarov, he has Warren and Romeo's dad with him, and they're just on the lookout. They're scouting out. They're just checking north, south, east, and west, waiting for Alveries to attack, and then eventually they attack, and it's a surprise attack because they are coming by air. And as they are coming down, everyone just senses the dangers, and we see different clips of almost everybody in Fairy Tale just either waking up or just coming to terms to realize that how everything's about to start off. And we see, I think it was said 50 ships, if I remember correctly, 50 ships heading towards Fairy Tale, and someone states that how one ship is big enough to have enough people on it to take out the whole guild by itself. That was mentioned as well. But we see probably on the leading ship we have Azeri, that desert guy. He's there as well. So looks like the next chapter of the fights are about to begin. What I should have mentioned earlier, which came out of the Urza bit, she mentioned that how Jalal's crew, they're gonna help with this fight during Alveris, fair enough. And another thing that I should have also mentioned is that how the town that where Fairy Tale resides, that has been emptied out, so there's no civilians up there at the moment, because they're expecting some epic battles and some deaths and some destruction, and they had to get the civilians out there because they would have all been dead. But yeah, So yeah, but yeah, they emptied out the city because obviously casualties and all that. But they want to avoid some casualties and all that, and yeah, Jalal's crew's going to be helping out as well. I think that this leads to the other girls jumping in. I think that how they're just going somehow word gets out. Maybe a citizen has a cousin in Sabretooth's town's yeah, cousin in this town that Sabretooth is in, and the word just gets out, and then the word gets out and then maybe Sting contacts men, and then basically I expect word to get out, and then I expect the other girls to hop in as well. Well, one thing I do want to say is that how I think that someone in Fairy Tale should have contacted Gildarts. I know they don't have mobile phones, but I know they have the equivalent of a mobile phone in Fairy Tale. And I think that someone should have been like, yo, Gildarts, we need you, bro. The Dragon King Festival is about to go down. We need you. Get back here now. We need you to fight. I really do think that Gildarts should have been contacted in some way to just help out with things, but it doesn't look like they're gonna do this without him. So, but yeah, that's the chapter really. So I'm going to give this chapter. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3 because nothing really happened. Nothing really happened really. We'll see what Grey is packing later. We'll see what Nazi's packing later, and then yeah, like the war's about to start. So I'm gonna give this a chapter 3 and call it a review. Like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.